Hello and welcome to Mitchell and Webb talk about some sketches in a pretend room. David Mitchell here and myself will be doing that.
This week, I don't know if it's even weekly, this section of the night where you should be going to bed, it could be the restart tomorrow morning. Get it together.
Come on.
Put the cider down and think about your future. We're talking about two sketches, which I've got on a sheet here. How is this a step forward and a suitcase sketch?
Yes.
So how is this a step forward? Where did that idea come from?
We are so immature, we still think poo is funny. That's part of it. And also more intellectually, the idea of there must have been a time when all new technologies were just bizarre and like, wow. And this is going to take some adjustment.
Yeah.
And we've dramatized that through the veil of fiction and drama.
I think new technology is usually annoying.
Usually annoying.
Yes. I think what you want, I mean, I think of myself as 1988 Amish. I would like to live with all of the technology up to 1988 and nothing afterwards. I think everything afterwards, I mean, maybe medically there've been some advances.
That movie about the Amish with Harrison Ford in, that was made around 1988, maybe a little bit earlier. So it's interesting that you've taken that particular moment as...
It's probably subliminally, partly that, because
it's interesting, this insight into your brain.
Yeah. God, let's hope so.
Yeah.
But it might be partly that, but also I think I'm keen to have the fax machine.
You like the fax machine. You wouldn't miss email. I would like the internet I'd like no internet, but I would keep email, maybe Deliveroo.
Taxi
apps.
Yeah, but you can't do that. Then you can't put a year on it. If you're going to approach life in the way the Amish have, which I think everyone accepts is very sensible.
It's very sensible. Look, if you're the Amish, we respect.
How likely
we respect.
You're the
Amish. You shouldn't be watching. What are you doing here?
You're very bad Amish.
You should be raising a barn someplace.
Anyway, if you're 1988 Amish, which is less religiously focused, and you don't have to go to Pennsylvania, which I assume is named after the pencil, which presumably had been invented. So broadly, what I was saying before I became moved, is that I think a lot of living in a technological age is fine if you can live in the age you're born in.
Right.
But when new things come in, the updates on the bloody phone that stop it. I know I'm not sounding young, but I don't want it. I don't want this change.
We should just embrace this hatred of change.
Yeah. So I feel that sketch is about, we were imagining that even a change that we would think as just uncomplicatedly good, like having a flush loo instead of hurling the poo out the window, must have been a bit annoying to some people at the time, because they'd think, well, I'm used to doing what I do.
Yeah, and the hurling is fun, surely. Yeah. And also we think poo is funny.
But also, what we worked out writing that sketch is obviously if you don't have a loo, you can poo anywhere. So it's like everywhere is, never mind en suite. You don't even have to leave the room.
The mind boggles. This is the first chance we get to talk about the writer's room concept, David. Now, the writer's room, that, like this pretend room, was also not a real room, was it? Because although it was a real room, again, made of wood, we didn't actually do any writing in that room. That was simply a room where we pretended that some writing had happened.
Because fundamentally, even though that room was unremarkable, it was significantly nicer than the real room where we met.
Which was quite pokey and stuffy and claustrophobic and upsetting, wasn't it?
And outside the window, there was a brick wall and drilling.
You wouldn't put that on the TV or the internet.
No, you can't expose people to that.
But what's good about it is that you can film lots of sketches of people going on about pretending that we've were having debates about sketches.
What we didn't realise, of course, as we did that, as we provided that facility to discuss the sketches comically between the sketches, that we were then going to go on and do that again on the internet.
Yeah, who
Thus,
knew that it was going to be so...
With our heads already up our arses, we've really
meta.
pushed our shoulders up there as well.
Yeah, our heads are so far up our arses, our heads are almost coming out of our mouths now.
I think there's a Doctor Who episode where that happens.
Yeah.
But the other sketch we're going to talk about, the Suitcase sketch.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about that?
I enjoyed the day of filming when we exploded all those dogs.
Yes, we
Because
kept...
that was a real dog. We got through quite a few, because sometimes you can't get the right angle, or something goes wrong, or there's a plane or whatever, or Lara's, something goes wrong. And so you had to explode dog after dog after dog. We got through
People understand that. A lot of dogs are bred.
We got through a whole litter, really, didn't we?
Well, they get bred to be exploded on TV.
So
People
that's what
accept
they're
that.
there for. It's like sheep. Like, they're only there because we're going to eat them.
Yeah.
So
Or exploded on TV.
Or exploded on TV.
Most of the sheep you see from the car driving through the countryside are actually TV sheep to be exploded for various production needs.
Like all creatures great and small, they get through herds of sheep.
Yeah. Well, largely because they won't work unless they can smell burning mutton. It's on their riders. So a lot of sheep, very sadly, are exploded off camera, which I think that's taking a bit far.
I think that's sick, actually. If you're not going to do it on camera, then that's just...
But we were all working to the smell of roast dog as the day wore on. And eventually we got it. After that Alsatian that was sort of half killed.
Yeah.
That was distressing to see.
He was just sort of flopping around like a wounded pigeon, but with less feathers.
But the vet was there within 25 minutes, so it was very humane. And then we got the shot.
We got the shot. So that's the main thing.
But what that sketch makes me think of the car adverts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't watch adverts so much now. You don't have to, which is why television can't be funded.
The excellent car adverts from the 80s and early 90s, where there's some sort of what were they called? Like some cool group, like from the 60s, and then like Bella Emberg turns around and is 6 and ball bearings.
I remember the one you mean. What I'm particularly thinking of is there was an advert for a car.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the slogan. But what I can remember is that the car would be driving through a place, maybe a beautiful Italian town that the advertising executives wanted to go to for a weekend.
Yeah.
And they'd be driving through, and everyone in the town would be turning to the car.
And going, oh, bloody hell.
Exactly. So like the Suitcase, the kind of, and it's just kind of, oh God, and they're not getting on with their lives, and they're ignoring their children, and they're, because this car is so captivating and amazing.
Yeah.
And it was an advert, I think, for Peugeot.
Mm.
And I wonder whether sometimes that they sort of, if you were, you're a senior executive at Peugeot.
You're big for Peugeot. Yeah.
Perhaps you could be persuaded that is appropriate. But I'd say if you're really going to advertise Peugeot, what you need to be saying, you need to be emphasizing, this is a reliable car.
Yeah.
Will do what you want, go 70 miles an hour. No way you can do that walking.
Quite difficult to spell.
Difficult to spell. They also make pepper grinders, which confuses me.
Peugeot make pepper grinders?
They do.
Okay, I'm not going to fixate on that.
I know, but it's like walls with the ice cream and sausages. But it's even further apart. You've got to say that. Would you say that ice cream and sausages are more or less dissimilar than cars and pepper grinders?
You can't eat a pepper grinder. You can only eat the pepper inside the pepper grinder.
Yeah.
So at least ice cream and sausages are both foods.
But also you can't eat a car.
Whereas you
so
can't
they're both
eat unless you're Monsieur Mange Tout in That's Amazing, the Saturday night TV show of the 80s on ITV. That's Amazing would feature Monsieur, somebody with a mental illness who would eat cars. I mean, what? He wasn't. You're not going to say he was sane?
Look, it was his act. He can't turn up and said, "Okay, Monsieur Monchou, lovely usual dressing room," and he says, "I've had a bit of a revelation. And I've decided it's really bad for me.
This is really bad for me. Eating all this metal is making my colons hurt." If you'd like to see more of this, then please click and subscribe.
Yes, click and subscribe, please. And but you don't have to. And these are some calls to action. That is the action, and here's the call to it. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.
What should we cover next? Tell me in the comments.
I have to say, I always turn off notifications. I don't want.
It's not good for you.
Yeah.
It's not good for your mental health.
No, it really isn't. They'll keep notifying you post-mortem as well. That's the thing. Part of the thing that you have to do, as well as probate, is turn off the dead person's endless notifications. What a bleaker thing.
Yeah. You don't want to leave that labour to your, loved ones.
Yeah, turn them off now.
And tell everyone your passwords.